What else do I got here? What's the most important thing you want out of your marriage, and how do you get there? So, whatever question this is, I wrote down when I'm thinking about that. What's the most important thing you want out of your marriage? I kind of think of, what would you tell the guys that is most important thing for you, so that they would have a clue, and then what would you tell the ladies to focus on for themselves? So that,
Yes.
Not that it would be two different answers, but kind
I hear you.
for us.
Well, for Mitch, respect is one of the, he wants me to respect him. And as Bobby talked about last Wednesday night, that's hard for us to comprehend. We don't really get how our tone of voice or the look on our face can be disrespectful to them. And, Mitch just had to remind me again about it. And so I think that men want to be respected. They want their wives to think that they're a superhero. I have a superhero for a husband. He's a good husband. He's a good man. He loves people. He loves the Lord. And he's always been an extremely hard worker. And so I would look for that again in another husband as well, is someone who works, who's not lazy. And so I really appreciate that about Mitch. I think for myself as a wife, the most important thing I think I can be for a wife is respectful and love him and take care of him in that way. He knows that what I need from him is that intimacy, that communication, talking, that he understands me, right? That he has time for me when I'm talking to him about stuff, and that he takes care of me, he provides for my needs. I do not worry about money per se. I've never really had to worry about money because Mitch has been a hard worker. There were times when our girls were little, and we lived in a very expensive part of California, that he literally worked 3 jobs so that I could stay home with our girls and homeschool them and raise my kids. So he's a good worker. So, but what I want out of my marriage is what I want to hear the Lord say to me: well done, good and faithful servant. I want to be a wife to my husband that God wants me to be. And sometimes that's, being a confrontational wife in the sense of if there's stuff that needs to be dealt with. Sometimes it's just being quiet and loving him. Sometimes it's just giving when I need something, giving out of my need, giving out of my poverty. But I just want the Lord to tell me I did a good job. That's what I want to hear. So did that answer your question?
Yes. Do you have anything you want to add to it?
I don't even remember the question. I was so
what's the most important thing you
what
want?
You were saying.
What's the most important thing you want out of your marriage, and how do you get there?
Obviously all of those things that Marcy said. But also, I actually want, speaking from someone who has kids, I want my kids to want marriage.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I don't want them to see marriage as a burden, but rather as a gift.
Yes.
And so I want them to want to be married, because mom did a good job being a wife and dad did a good job being a husband.
That's good.
And so, that added on to what she said.
Yeah. And I do love watching my girls be wives. They put me to shame a million times over. They are the best wives. I'm serious. I watch my girls and I think, oh my gosh, good thing for Jesus, because they didn't learn that from me. My example was not always like that.
Yeah. Right.